Welcome to another Patch Notes experience. This patch is called Summer Knockout, I believe, and is 4.16. We're going to start things off, as per usual, with the skins, or at least a little look at the card art for them, so you guys at home know what's going to be in the latest patch. At the top of the shop, we're going to be having Fire Dancer Xbalanque. Yes, a new Hunter skin coming your way.
Why another Xbalanque skin, though?
So I'm sure he'll be doing that in game.
Out of everything?
We'll see when we get to that. Next up is Baywatch Cuculain, or Cucullin, or whatever you want to call him. He has a surfboard. I don't know if he's got it in game, but we'll find out later on. Do like the headphones, and I do like the dude in the background who's looking all surfer broy. It's like Hebo's alternate awful evil looking twin or something like that. After that is Dropkick Terror.
That's
you
interesting.
May have heard of this or seen it on Twitter recently. Linked earlier on, wrestler version of Terror. We'll see how that looks. Not only that, we have
It looks beefy, dude.
Vamana. That's also going to be available too. Looking
what the
quite
fuck?
Lovely, if I do say so myself. And the one I'm hyped for, which you probably saw in the intro to an extent, Barely Buzzed Bacchus. Well, I don't think I've ever been in a game where
Bro, that skin is gonna be fucking
we'll
insane.
In game, and that is Cupid in the sky above him. Yes, you do see a Cupid there in that card art. Not only that, we also have Maha Raktar Ganesh.
Oh, I saw this skin.
I believe that's going to be a tier
This skin's
2
pretty
skin
cool
available for him, and a lot of people were talking for more skins for Ganesh. Well, there's a new one coming, which we'll see in game. And last but not least, Artio will have some mastery skins as well added in this patch. But we'll get to all those a little bit later on today. Joining me on this set, as per usual, is good old Pon Pon. How you doing, Pon?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a good day.
It's
Ready for an exciting day of patch notes?
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool skins. We got a lot of cool Project Olympus stuff that we've been working on, so it's exciting.
Okay, well, we're going to start things off first of all is just to let you know about Connor's Cure. Basically, we're going to have an event in the game to do with Connor's Cure, which is about raising money for pediatric care for children.
Well, that's awesome.
The main thing is that we're going to be doing a bundle in the game, which will include the Terror Dropkick skin, I can't say words today, along with a punching bag ward, a cutesy Dropkick avatar, and also the Wrestling Bell.
Oh, that's a good
emote.
theme.
You can purchase that in game, and
that's a good idea.
$1 of every purchase will go towards the Connor's Cure in conjunction with the WWE and the V5 Foundation.
And we should actually be able to show off all that stuff in game today.
Awesome. We'll get to see that a little bit later on when Pon Pon actually works out how to do the usual stuff on the PC.
Yep.
Are you all ready today? Have you got all the emotes and things ready?
I've got all the emotes. I've got everything. I should have everything. I'm not gonna put myself on the line right now.
Cool. Well, you mentioned a little bit earlier Project Olympus. We'll go straight into that first of all. Project Olympus we've been updating throughout the last couple of patches, and this one has got some new ones coming to it as well. This one is going to have Vivox, or Vivox, is it?
Vivox.
I got it right the first time. Vivox, integrated voice chat.
Yeah,
yes.
This is a big one that people wanted.
Shit.
It was teased earlier this year. It's finally coming to Smite.
Baby, I'm going to get the roast in-game
so you
voice
guys
chat.
Well, no, just to confirm with me, Pon Pon, it's available
Just kidding,
in
you can't do that. That'll get you banned.
In ranked games and in parties.
Yes, in parties.
Okay.
So if you're in any one of those modes, you'll be able to use Vivox.
This is
It'll
nutty.
automatically join everyone together that has it enabled, and then you guys will just be able to talk.
Wow.
You can set like your push talk if you want it voice activated, modify levels. You can mute people that are like maybe they're like just talking static or there's dogs barking in the background you don't want to hear.
You can just mute them.
You can mute them individually. So
Or they're assholes, or they're
is there a way to
not
change their
speaking
voices
English.
for fun? Like just lower and higher pitch it, because that's what I'd like.
I mean,
to
you can just do that on your audio settings yourself.
That's a good point. I just want F-Dot if I'm ever great with him, just to sound like a chipmunk. That'd be great fun. That's Vivox anyway. That's going to be in the game. Integrated voice chat for you all. You're all like super excited. We'll see how many of you actually use it though, because you all asked for it, and we'll see how many use it.
Well, it's in game. You don't have to download any separate client.
Whatever.
It should be used.
It's not curse anymore.
Anyway, on
Let's
top
go.
of that, we're also going to be updating the Learn tab glossary.
Yeah, we have a glossary
There's
now.
a Learn tab?
There's a Learn tab that has updated videos, and now it has a glossary.
And what is this glossary? What's the glossary going to entail?
It has a ton of words that are various like MOBA terms or online gaming terms or things that like proxy was a big one. I actually asked on Twitter a few months back for words that people didn't really understand, and proxy was a really big one that people didn't understand like the concept of.
Okay.
So now if you don't know what that is, you can actually just go search it and you can read what it is, and it'll actually link you to other words that are related to it.
I did the best fucking
it's a pretty
idea.
Cool feature, especially for anyone who's new to MOBAs.
I'm pausing this for a second.
Understand.
If you guys have a word you hear me say or other pros say or you see in game and you don't fucking understand it, literally right now, don't troll like real fucking words that people don't know. Tell Tallyho, I will do a video and I will cover the words so you guys forever understand them. Like fucking proxy. Please. I'm not even trolling. There's got to be more words you don't understand.
a specific term that was recently used.
Okay, cool. So have a look at that Learn tab in the glossary. Should be available as well.
Ain't nobody looking at the Learn
that's it for
tab.
the Project Olympus stuff. We can move on to gameplay changes next.
Yeah.
Gameplay changes for Smite, sorry, Conquest, I should say, first of all, is the Fire Giant change. We're going to be adjusting the Fire Giant. Will no longer spawn lava pools underneath pets.
Yes.
Why?
This was a really big thing where
wait,
pets,
why?
characters who could spawn multiple pets, if they spawned it like the wrong time, it would actually spawn lava pools under each one, and lava pools just do massive damage. So you could be that hero boxer coming in to ult and secure the Fire Giant. Lava pools spawn under all 6 years, and you just wipe your team, and you're like, oh, that was not good. So now pet users don't spawn Fire Giant pools.
So in theory, pet users get a little bit of a buff because of that.
Yeah, so they won't have to be afraid of using that depending on like when they join the fight, when they start fighting the Fire Giant. They can use it to burn the Fire Giant if that's what they want to use like their ultimate or their pet summon for.
Makes sense. And then on top of that, not just a Conquest change, but this one's going to be a Jewel change up next. You guys have been asking for it, and somebody here has listened for sure. Jewel increased the amount of bans while drafting from 6 to 8. 8 bans. So are all 8 bans going to be at the start of the mode, do we know?
I'm not quite sure.
I'm putting you on the spot with that one because I just realized
I believe they were all at the start.
Okay.
And then the big thing here is we just want to give players the tools they needed to like ban out picks that they didn't want to play with. If they wanted to strategize a certain god and there was counters, they can now have more opportunity.
Did this motherfucker just say duel in a 1v1, a one-on-one, are all the bans at the start? When the fuck else are you gonna ban? Like you're gonna ban 2 and 2, and then one person's gonna pick, and he's gonna ban again? Like you're gonna ban your own gods for yourself? I don't understand. You did say duel, right? Like
opportunity to counter that. Just a big request that people had.
There you go. 6 to 8 bans. 2 additional bans for you guys and Jewel. Next up is miscellaneous changes, and this is just going to be fantasy point tipping. We've removed the sound effect for when the tipping window was about to end. So instead of having that countdown timer to death, which makes you sound like you're missing a queue, it's not going to be there.
I remember we implemented it, and some people came into the office, and they were like, oh my gosh, I thought I was missing a queue, so I ran back straight to my computer, and it was just, oh yeah, tipping's is about to go away. So now it just doesn't make a sound. So that's miscellaneous, and we'll move on to bug fixes next. Literally bug fixes. Always quite a few. Yeah.
You've been busy, Pon.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Okay.
They're doing things.
Moose and Cobb. First one up. Stinger. Updated the description of this ability to correctly state Stinger's range. Oh, that was worded differently than usual. That's exciting. Thank you. Arachne. Web changed how web functions in regards to slow immunity. Players who are slow immune will still leave behind web trails on the ground behind them. The keyword pet has been added to the description to convey Broodling's classification.
Yeah, so the first one is just kind of a nice update to Arachne. Now someone like cleanses off the slow, especially with like
sprint.
Yeah, so if like Heavenly Wings gets popped, it will no longer make it so the web doesn't appear. This also has some interesting effects with other CC immune things. We'll see how it goes, but this will be... It's a bug fix as well as like a nice quality of life update to Arachne.
And then the pet version is just to try and put that in place?
Yeah, so we went through all the pet gods in the game and added the pet classification either in the ability type or in the description.
Cool.
Because we actually had a recent blog post on this where pets and decoys function differently and have very different rule sets. We want to make sure that's explicitly clear when you have the ability and you're reading the text so you know how it's supposed to function.
Ganesha, next up. Good Fortune will now display the amount of kills granted to his allies. That's kind of cool.
So now you can just see how effective he's been doing at giving kills to his team.
So then you can find out at the end if you were... Can you
will be able to see it at the end.
It's just a personal player that can see
so they can see... They can at the end, if someone's like, oh man, 0-11, they can fire back, well, I actually got 6.
Gotcha. I killed 6 of these people. We'll find out how that works out for those players. Cousin Bo, the Nene Kappa, the keyword pet has been added to the description to better convey his Nene Kappa's classification.
Yep.
Just like the spuds. And decoy for Loki, the keyword pet has been added to the description to better convey his decoy's classification.
Yep.
Then Raiju, the keyword pet. No, I'm joking.
No, Raiju's not a pet.
Raiju's not a pet. Don't be silly. For Raiju fixed an issue where early ranks of this ability were not slowing enemies properly.
Yep.
Okay.
So a bug fix that'll also make him a bit better.
And Sun Wukong finally. Can you guess what this is going to say, boys and girls? It's to do with the Somersault Cloud. You guessed it. The keyword pet has been added to the description to better convey his decoy's classification. And that's it for bug fixes.
Yeah. Got some good stuff in there.
Now it's on to items.
Yes, there's a lot of items to go over, and there's a pretty good amount of god changes to go over to.
Okay, start at the top. Sundering Spear. You guys at home have been talking about a little bit, at least from what I've been seeing. And we're going to actually be giving it a little bit of a buff this patch, not too crazy, I hope. Decreased cooldown from Sundering Spear from 160 seconds to 140, and the same can be said for the upgraded version of Sundering Spear. That's also going to be coming down from 160 seconds to 142. Pom-Pom, why are we doing this?
So we reworked it recently, so it was a lot less frustrating. It's more of the initiator tool that it was kind of meant to be used as instead of the finisher tool. But that also limited its use cases. And 160 seconds, it felt really punishing to use that and have no relic usage for another 160 seconds.
Sure.
Especially because it was like only single target affecting, and you had a skill shot, and you had to act on it. So we're reducing the cooldown to 140 so that when you pick it up, you get to use this effect more often, so it feels more impactful.
Makes some sense. Next on the list is Heavenly Wings. Decreased movement speed buff from 40% to 30%. And the same can be said for the Heavenly Wings upgrade, which is going to go from 40% to 30% as well. So 10% reduction.
Weird that they're hitting
I
wings.
probably should have mentioned this on Sundering Spear, but all the relics that we're hitting today are very minor adjustments to kind of bring them a bit more into line.
Okay.
Overall, I think we're pretty happy with how relics are right now. There's
Shell
pretty
needs
good
a nerf.
variety. Horrific emblems being picked up. Some people are messing around with Girdle. There's a lot of kind of like team strategy that you can pick off your relics, but there were a few that were a bit too dominant, so we're toning them down a little bit. They're still going to be very useful. They're still going to be utilized, but we just want to bring their power level down so that all the other ones still feel like they're very useful. You don't feel like you're obligated to pick at least one or two of these.
Some minor tweaks.
Yeah, some minor tweaks. So Heavenly Wings will still boost your team. You can still engage and disengage really effectively with it, but the enemy team will have a bit more opportunity to act on it.
Okay, that's Heavenly Wings, and then next up is Magic Shell. You guys have been talking about that one at home too. It's going to take a small nerf this patch. We're going to decrease the health shield per shield scaling per level, from 15 to 12. It was 15 per level. You go from this, it's going to be 12. But we've also increased the cooldown from 140 seconds to 150 seconds, and the same can be said for the Magic Shell upgrade. Exactly the same change, 15 to 12 in terms of shield per level, and increase the cooldown from 140 to 150 seconds. So just a minor tweak to reduce the effectiveness and how often it's up.
Yeah, we've seen some teams value only one of them. We've seen some value two. Some teams have even gone a little bit more extreme on that. But we've seen it mostly stabilize around 1 and 2.
Sure.
And so we just want to tone down the overall effectiveness of it. If you want to stack it, that'll also be weaker by, I think, 120 total health. So this is just to bring it down a little bit so that it's not so dominant of a relic.
Okay. That's a little look at the relics, at least for now, because next up on the list is Shaman's Ring. Now, we did see that AJ was talking about,
what are they doing? They said they were buffing this.
Getting looked at this patch as well. This one, for me, feels a little bit more of an adjustment than a really big buff on the Shaman's Ring.
Yeah, it's an adjustment to also kind of fix its consistency issues.
But it will make it better.
But it will make it better. It'll make it, in the situations where you'd want to pick it up, it'll make it more useful, and it'll be easier to fit into mage builds.
So here's a little look then at Shaman's Ring. We're going to increase the cost, first of all. That's not a buff.
What the
from
fuck?
2,200 to 2,300. But we're also increasing the magical power from 60 to 80. That's a buff.
100 gold for 20 power is pretty good.
Makes sense. But not only that, we've also changed the Evolved Shaman's Ring passive now only applies from damaging abilities, not just CC.
So there were
soft abilities.
Yeah, there were a few abilities that were proccing this in kind of an unintended way that made them way better than other picks. We wanted to normalize that a bit so that the power you expected from Shaman Ring was a bit more consistent.
Okay.
But the big thing here is the power increase. The power increase is going to help it be a lot more utilized in builds, especially because that power will directly translate when you get the 10% damage increase as well.
Sure.
So the extra 20 power when it's combined with the scaling, and then the bonus 10% damage makes it a bit better. So overall, it's definitely an adjustment. It definitely changes kind of what characters it's useful on, but for the characters it is good on, it should fit into a build more regularly.
And the next one on the list is Telkine's Ring. This is going to come down in cost from 2,700 gold.
Wait, no one picks up Telkine.
400 gold. And Telkine's Ring should now stack its passive from damage over time, so dot effects in the game. Updated the description to clarify this effect only stacks on damage dealt to enemy gods. So dots now impact this.
Yes, so not only is it cheaper so you can build it more regularly, but there's a lot more characters now open to this item where they can quickly wrap up the power by like
physical changes,
like
dude.
Card. Maybe you want
Fuck
to
magic.
I was going to suggest which one do you expect. So Jean-Quy is a good example.
I think Jean-Quy is an interesting example because his burst combo, right? Like he cards you, lets it tick 3 times, and then just choose you.
Is this shit going to be good on Freya?
Really badly.
Okay.
And then he'll have that power for his ultimate as well. So it just opens up the characters that this can be useful on.
So 300 gold reduction and a couple of changes there with dots and such. We'll see how that works out for Telkines. And the last item to get changed this patch is going to be Dynasty Plate Helm. Small adjustment to an extent, increased physical protection.
Yeah,
from
why are they buffing that?
That's not a small adjustment. That's a big 10
fuck?
physical power.
Yes.
Protections.
So these bridge items are kind of meant to be these really cheap, powerful items that then have late game implications.
They just kind of buffed up the Gladiator shield.
Sure.
But Dynasty Plate Helmet, especially when it had the 15 pen on it, was a bit too potent. It provided a lot of synergy stats with all your damage. It was an item that you didn't want to sell, and it was providing as much penetration as a lot of tier 3 options. So we're shifting the kind of focus. We nerfed it. It's now a bit too weak. We're now bringing up its protection, so it can be very clearly this anti-physical item that still gives you pen and still gives you power. Especially like, let's say you're against a Chiron mid and there's a jungler who's harassing you. You can pick up this item, get armor. You'll be a lot more survivable because of it, and then that can help you get into the late game.
See how that works out. That's all the items for this week. But next up, we have some god balance changes, and hopefully
that was all the items. They said there was a bunch of items.
Your god doesn't get nerfed, or the ones that you hate. Sorry, the ones that you hate get nerfed, and the ones that you love get buffed.
Someone's gonna be mad.
You reckon?
I mean, someone's always mad.
Let's find out. We're going to start.
You said that wrong.
RTO is the first one on the list, and RTO is getting some buffs. And by buffs, I mean nerfs. Mole Prey, we're going to decrease the magical power scaling from Mole Prey from 35% to 30% per swipe. But not only that, we're going to decrease the base damage from 50 to 170, is now going to be 40 to 160. As well as Life Tap. Life Tap is also going to get changed. We're going to decrease the slow per stack from 20% to 10%. Damn. And decrease the self-healing of this ability from 15 to 35 is going to be 10 to 30 per hit.
What the fuck?
So her identity as a kind of guardian character is one that can get into the fight and just be this constant presence that is very, very hard to deal with. She can get in, deal a lot of damage, heal herself up, bring a lot of control.
Oh man, thank you, brother.
She doesn't have that like same initiating power. She doesn't have that same kind of hard lockdown to go back and peel. Like a Geb can quickly throw a shield on someone. But this ability to be in the fight and put out so much pressure so consistently was a bit too high. So we're toning down her damage, we're toning down her self-sustain, and we're toning down her utility so that there's more opportunities for enemies to actually get onto her. They can burst her down. They might be able to burst her down. If she's staying in a fight for a long time, she'll be doing less damage overall. And then when she's trying to lock down that single target with Life Tap, it'll be a lot easier to get away.
So we're just trying to like keep her identity, but like just keep tweaking her in different areas until we find out exactly where she should be.
Yep, she's a bit too frustrating in the current kind of role she has. These changes are very targeted to reduce that frustration and make it a bit more manageable.
Next on the list is going to be Chronos. Chronos is going to get a bit of a nerf this patch too. Time Rift, decrease magical power scaling from 85% to 80%, and also accelerate the decrease section 4 basic attack damage buff from 45% to 35%. And I believe these changes upon these was before we gave ridiculous amounts of love to Chronos, where now you see him in the top flight quite regularly. This is just a turning back into line, really.
Well, we did not do Time Rift. We did do the section 4.
Sorry,
update. And basically, when we removed Fatalis a long time ago, we gave him a whole bunch of buffs to kind of give him this new identity as a mage, bring back tools that he needed to be this basic attacker if you wanted to go that route.
And he's OP as fuck.
Especially with the new passive that he has, and the kind of way the meta shift, especially with the harder to kill towers, Section 4 being very good at shredding those towers. We're just looking to tone him back down. He's a bit overperforming right now. And so we're targeting his ability to poke effectively just a hair, by reducing the scaling by 5% on Time Rift. It is a 5-second cooldown, so the amount of times you're pumping that out will matter. And then the ability for him to like turn on that Section 4 and start chunking people for these huge autos and chunking towers and phoenixes for these huge autos.
I mean, 45% was a little bit,
it's a bit much, especially now that he gets the free power as the game goes later and later, and we've seen a lot of games go later and later. So this is just to bring him back down to the line. He has a really good identity now as this kind of mage and hybrid auto attacker. And so these changes
got home after almost a year away.
Next up is Kukulum.
I'm back.
It's a small buff to him, just for quality of life more than anything else here, by the looks of it. Increased healing reduction from 40% to 50%. Basically, all the other gods are that way.
Yeah, all the other gods that have like 50% anti-heal have 50%.
Why are they buffing?
We changed it to 50%.
I mean, it is weird, but why are they buffing him
now? And so this isn't really meant to like buff him.
Well, pack my ass.
This is only 10% anti-heal. It's just really for the consistency.
And he is middle of the pack, you said too. I know a lot of people out there like Kukulum's really strong right now, but from what we know, like he's right bang in the middle.
Yes, players have learned to like utilize his early aggression from when he transforms, especially in the laning phase. If they can get that kill, he's pretty good. But if he doesn't get that kill, he does okay. And kind of how players are learning to play around that. He's in a mostly okay spot.
After Kukulum, it's Khepri. Khepri's getting nerfed again for all you Khepri. No, he's not. He's
getting some love this patch.
Getting some adjustments. We're going to be looking at Scarab's Blessing this patch. Adjusted this ability's timing to allow the target to immediately receive Scarab's Blessings. Players should no longer be interrupted while casting this ability.
That's cool.
So it had a 0.1 second cast time, which is very, very small.
And
it's so small that like players can't see that that's coming and interrupt it. Like they'll try and preemptively stun him, but you'd start casting it, you'd see your animation, then you get stunned out of it, and it would just feel bad. So that doesn't happen anymore. If you're going to cast it, you're going to cast it. It won't be interrupted, and it'll appear on the targets a bit quicker.
Okay, that's Capri, and next on the list is Skadi. Now, Skadi's seen a lot of play just lately, and she's going to be taking a little bit of a nerf this patch on the Permafrost, which everyone's been complaining about. Permafrost decreased physical power scaling from 60 to 50% first of all.
What a
Not only
nerf.
that, we were decreasing the movement speed bonus on this. It was 40% flat. It's now going to scale as you rank it up.
That's
from
actually a good
20
nerf.
to 40%. So starting 20.
But why not hit the dog,
dude? It was.
Yeah, giving yourself a mini sprint, especially early on with a single point, is very effective, and it keeps her alive. It makes it very hard to get her to keep rest on, even though she is kind of unsafe jungler, or not unsafe jungler, unsafe hunter.
I love your stream. Can I be unbanned from chat? Like I was banned.
A team fight late game and really poke for effective damage, and then give her a team to initiate. She was just a bit overtuned in that regard, so we're toning down her ability to deal damage with Permafrost, and we're also making it so in the early game, unless she invests points into Permafrost, she's going to be a bit less safe.
Okay, we'll see how that goes with Skadi too. And then last but not least on the list this week is going to be Susano. Susano's going to get a little bit of love, and Susano's base stat's going to increase his movement speed from 365 to 370, so a little bit more mobile for Susano, as well as a Wind Siphon. We've decreased the cooldown from 18 seconds to 16 seconds. He's been hurting a little bit, Pon.
Yeah, he's been struggling. He was a character that was really frustrating, and we did a lot to reduce his frustration factor with changes to his ultimate and then the final change to his passive where his movement speed, he was getting ramping movement speed for abilities on cooldown, which made him very hard to chase. Now without that, he's a lot easier to manage. When he decides to engage, you can actually reliably go on him. It's harder for him to get out of a fight. And so we're bringing back some of the movement speed that was really low because he had that passive, so that he's a bit more mobile just in general, but he's not going to be as mobile as he was when he had that fully stacked passive after he engaged on you. And then we're also giving him additional utility rather than damage by upping Wind Siphon's ability, how often Wind Siphon can be used.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
I
strong
can't believe they're
initiation tool.
buffing Susano already.
But it's not really a direct hit to his damage.
Okay. What's your favorite thing in the items and all the guard balance?
I am curious to see, because Shaman's Ring is this real kind of weird item to me, because like it's like the immediate benefit isn't super obvious, and when you build it, some people think you need to build it early, some people think you build it late because that's when you have the damage, and how people start building that as well as Telkine's Ring into their build. I think
I'm interested to see if Telkine's becomes standard in any build.
I'm going to get ready to let you go then, because you've got to go and get ready for the skins to show off all the exciting skins.
I hope I have everything.
You better have it already. Well,
this is super underwhelming,
what I'm going to tell you guys is we're doing the caster show very, very soon. It's going to be airing on Twitch, and it'll be available on multiple platforms for sure. But have a look at one of the contestants on the show. You may recognize him from days gone past. It's Shadow Boy.
Shadow Boy's on the show.
I am 23
Dude, I love him.
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Bro, he's fucking awesome.
From school, and I did have a job as a manager at Radio Shack, but that actually went out of business, so I just kind of focused on school for the remainder of my senior year. My biggest accomplishment was the very first time that I actually was flown out for a LAN event. It was for Iron Gaming in Smite back in like 2013, 2014, I guess. I did a lot of practice casting on different things. So I started off, of course, on high-res games, but I did some random stuff. So I would be taking trips to different places. Where I went to school was actually a very isolated area. So when we would take long trips, just as a joke or just as something funny, I would just commentate on them actually driving and just make it sound way more exciting than it is, or maybe way stupider than what it actually was. Just trying to have that on-the-fly casting ability.
No, he's actually a good fucking dude to be on the show.
As you can see, coming fall for the caster, but now he's back to the desk for some more continuation of the patch notes. It's everyone's favorite section for sure. It's where we bring Chuck, AJ, and Fishman on to look at the skins, and Chuck's to tell us more about details about what went into making these skins.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what was that? I did not understand that sentence.
More details.
More details.
What was the behind the scenes skins?
Chuck, you're here for one reason alone, to explain skins. Let's get on with it real quick. Show the card art for me, please, at least. Fire Dancer Jubilanke will be the first skin we're having a look at today. This guy looks amazing on the card art. I just hope he reflects in game.
Oh, the card art looks great.
Yeah, Shadow Boy's a good dude.
Pretty cool too. This is an idea we've been bouncing around.
I've hung out with him before he's
because the way he spins his weapon is very.
He's my favorite already. I don't even know who else is on that show.
The Hawaiian kind of fire spinner style. So
is that a Tiki Torch?
I mean,
no.
I mean, yeah, but
it's a Tiki.
Oh, okay, I like this.
It makes sense. I get it. I get it. Oh, please, oh, he's gonna spit fire when he fires his poison, isn't he?
We'll see.
Oh, please. That sounds great.
But really, in this summer of Smite this year, we were trying to reach out our summer kind of genres instead of just doing like beach and pool. We wanted to go a little bit wider, and the Tiki theme came up when we really liked how it worked with Opwatch and Jubilanke.
We've been trying to work really hard at getting the summer skins to be summer themed and yet have a wide variety of stuff that they represent.
Beach bots
Not
can
all
only
the
go so
beach.
far.
Look at that
Those-
fire.
Those sweet flames.
Flame
Nope.
on, that's for sure.
Seriously.
I really like the branching with the fire.
There's your fire
He
darts.
did fire darts. That's the main thing. He had.
yeah.
I like the application as well. It looks nice
Cool.
and clear that you've been poisoned too.
Yeah.
Or set on
generally-
fire, I guess.
Slowing effects generally have that
the
waist
ult the
below
same?
swirl, so you get this good communication of what's going on.
The ultimate, of course. Kind of tricky to show up what it'll look like for a
Crouch
crowd.
down,
yeah.
swirl.
Yeah,
You know.
you can't.
Yeah, we need to be in the lane.
Or you need to be an enemy.
Maybe.
But you'll see actually a ring of torches appear around you, and you'll
Okay.
have a very fire, like swirling darkness. It's a very fiery.
Yeah, the darkness has some flamey bits.
There's the torches.
Torches look awesome.
So those
but
will
you
move
can
around
see
with
the
you.
Different.
the
It looks
the
kind of
torch
weird.
grass.
Like,
It's
what's it
about
look
to
like
get
when he's
spicy.
moving?
I like that
It's a
one.
good voice line.
Well, he does come with a voice pack too, so we should have a nice little listen to that if Pompon's got it ready.
While I show the skin real quick, I'm gonna go blow my nose.
The kind for real. As nuts. I am a tie. You can watch, but you can't touch. You'll burn if you come too close. You can watch, but you can't touch. How do you make a fire dance better? You can't. It's already lit, baby. Want to know a secret? I've always carried a torch for you.
Aww.
Bless.
What a sweetheart.
That's for the only 2 Jablonke players out there. That's what that was for. I'm joking. There's probably like 4 of you. My bad.
He's one of my favorite hunters.
He's always fun. Well, from fire to the beach once more with Baywatch.
I had to blow my
and
nose
it's
so
spelled
fucking bad?
B-A-E.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Baywatch Cucullin.
So we pretty much try every year to have 2 bathing suit skins.
Okay.
now.
Why is it a
But
dude?
we're trying to, find a cool angle, right? So we did 666 SPF Morgan, which was cool. And
Instead
then-
of pretty much instead of the standard ones that we do of like,
Right.
hey, let's just put on a swimsuit. We're kind of looking for the kind of out there. Hey, how would Cucullin's berserk form look in a speedo?
right.
definitely
So,
Right.
Good discussion.
Monstrous banana hammock.
so AJ wanted to see more of Cucullin's abs.
Of course, AJ would want to see more of that.
I get
And
a lot
then-
of community feedback that we need more good-looking
AJ
male characters.
and
So here you
some
go,
more community.
abs for days. And then, he had a lot of opportunity because we could do the tartan bathing suit,
Oh,
and then we
yeah.
changed the tattoos to freaking dolphins.
I didn't
And
notice the
then
tattoos.
Wait, are
on
they
the
dolphins? I
month-
didn't see
yeah,
that.
they are.
Pong, can we get a close look at those dolphins by
See
chance?
those-
I know you.
Show me those dolphins, Pong.
Show me the dolphins.
And
Pong.
then Cucullin also has the snake necklace,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So then
So
we
now he's got
converted that
headphones.
into the headphones.
Yeah. I was
Right?
gonna-
And
I
then
was
you
gonna
got
wait for
us,
the
yeah.
monster in a Speedo
and sunglasses.
with shark tattoos. Come on.
The
it's
dolphins turn into
Wim.
sharks. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Boom.
And I like the fact that the shorts become speedos just
Yeah.
because of the size of it. And that makes a lot
yeah,
more sense
right,
with
right.
this.
He gets big in the
The other thing we need to try and work on is like when he turns back into human form, that it stays speedos then after the first transformation.
So now you
it
want
just sticks.
continuity of ripped
Yeah,
clothing
because
based on transformations.
basically, it's like Cucullin
Once
basically
you
puts his
torn 'em.
pants back on again. He's got
Yeah.
like multiple pairs of spare pants.
We don't got time
One
for
of
this
his
shit.
godly powers is
Wait, so what
one
are
of his godly
the
powers is
headphones
summoning
supposed to be?
pants, maybe.
Some gods summon weapons as they throw them.
So
Why do they
guys,
look
we're
like
having this
Sennheiser?
meeting today to talk about the tech we'll need for Cucullin's pants.
to stay ripped.
We've had meetings that sound
I'm
more
just saying,
ridiculous
listen,
than that, honestly.
there'll be a thread about it somewhere for sure along
That's
the
a
area.
great skin idea, but it doesn't support the pants technology.
I actually really liked the combination of his like beach sunglasses over his like slavering monster maw. It was a good moment.
So I like the blue effects when you use the abilities on this. Obviously, that's a paddle that turns blue on his first ability. Second, vent anger. He vents
I've
water.
been cheating
Clearly,
on you
he's
with
sweating.
Dota,
He's kind of hot.
sorry.
Oh,
On the
good,
path
Black
of the
DJ.
gods
Thank you, man.
sometimes. And then the
Circular splash.
the usual salmon's leap. And the ult.
And we kind of did water on the base.
Oh, our
and then
first
he
sub,
turns into
charismatic
sand on the,
killer. Thank you for the sub, brother. Welcome to the
And then we can
squad.
look once
That's
again
our
when
first
Pog
push-up or
transforms,
sit-up.
You can see speedos once more and see what the abilities look like there too. Come on, Pon. It's not that hard.
Hit him
to
again,
observe.
Pon. There you go.
He's got infinite cooldowns and can't rage out.
Oh, yeah.
Sand blast.
Sand, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Badass,
Sandy
boy.
charge.
It's a cool idea.
Oh,
So
cool.
sand instead of just water is sand.
Kicking it up. It's the friend you don't want to hang out with.
You got both beach themes here.
Chuck, your team's getting better. Is it you that's getting better or your team? Like,
Everyone.
wow. That's nice.
Yeah.
It should
mostly
come
solid
with a
skin.
voice pack too, so here we go.
AJ, this hair on your microphone's driving me crazy. All right, cool.
Yeah, cool.
In the moment between Chuck and AJ.
That was awesome.
I was afraid he was going to inhale it.
Hey, look! Listen, this is a public beach. There are sharks in these waters. Just saying. I built that beach a sandcastle. Beaches love sandcastles.
That's good.
Quality
Sometimes I wear a shirt on the beach so other guys don't feel insecure.
Oh, that's good too. Yeah,
That's
so
pretty good.
you know, sometimes we do different voices, but for this one, we kind of wanted to really theme it like Cullen actually went to the beach, just like we did with Morrigan, where we took kind of her personality to the beach.
Celtic
with her,
Beach
so.
Day.
Yeah, the Celtic gods actually went to the beach. They're not alter egos.
Well, Hercules is not going to be the only one with a wrestling skin. The next up on the list is Dropkick Terror. I love the fact the card art shows with like the Smite belt.
Yeah.
We need one of those belts.
Instead of the hammer, you want a world champion
I want a
belt.
world championship belt. That'd be great.
It was also really fun to
pretty sweet.
watch our team like design a wrestling outfit for Terra. That was pretty fun. Like, oh, what would
she
look
wear?
like? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
the first
had-
thing you need to say
Holy
is spandex.
fuck,
Yeah,
look
so
at her
basically,
arm.
yeah,
Don't you worry.
What
Keep-
the hell?
Wait. Oh, there you go.
Terra on the ass.
Terror on the cheeks.
Big guns.
Yeah,
Terra on the butt.
that's the main thing.
The fuck yeah.
She's looking ready to
beefy
wrestle, that's for
ass
sure.
arms, dude.
I imagine right now.
I wanna know.
Bro,
if
she's
they
got a
can't
big ass
speak,
head. That shit's bigger than
like,
mine.
overwhelmed by the sound of thick.
I was about to say,
Well, they always do
That's
whenever they see
happening right now.
Terra.
Yeah.
The
I mean, she was designed that way, let's be honest.
I thought the
Clearly.
hot pink, hot cyan color combo was pretty dope.
So here we have like a
Oh,
bricks
that's
and
cool.
training site.
That's
The
kind of
old,
cool.
back alley
That's
wrestling
dope,
ring.
I was wondering
dude.
what you're gonna do with
Bro,
the,
those are
the
sick
actual
as
walls
fuck.
and the monolith and stuff, but that kind of fits.
That's so fucking
And,
cool.
She gets the spikes with her passive look really great on her. She gets a lot more treatment here.
Yeah, she was like
New pieces of armor and stuff.
if you're an old school wrestling fan, Legion of Doom style.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
What you have to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I was trying to think what it was.
I didn't
and
peg
I was
you
drawing
for
a
an
blank.
old school
so.
wrestling fan.
Don't worry, I've been
more
around
you
for a
learn.
long time in wrestling.
That is
so here we go.
awesome.
Good.
Bro, it's so fucking cool. What's up, Rune Raven?
Lurk,
Punch it
lurk,
that way.
lurk,
That's the main
baby.
thing. Oh, the sparks.
Thank you for the
Hands
4 months,
flying,
brother.
terrifying.
$10
Got a
4
little
months.
wrestling ring trim.
Now, I
there.
guess.
Oh yeah, ever so slightly.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can see that.
to the
Now.
fifth
That's
line.
the bar.
That's pretty.
Okay. Circular
Bro,
circular
she's a
ring, and then
beefy,
the
dude.
ultimate might be a little bit difficult for you don't normally see it on players, but you can see it on how it will look on Terra, I guess.
Oh,
he's showing
and you
custom
can't
recall.
tell really. Oh wow, that's
Oh.
with the bricks. You can't really tell when from this view, but when she gets the upgraded Legion of Doom armor, she gets the championship
Some
belt.
fancy word
Gotcha.
skins here is our.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Sorry, young
this is
Master
the
Paul.
Oh, they're the
ward
ward skins
that
as well.
It
It's gonna
comes
be-
in a bundle when you buy the skin, so you can use this ward skin on any god.
So I can give you guys a heads up as he's actually just showing off the ultimate there. I'm just going to find that
Rocking
information
the
for you real
belt.
quick. The dropkick bundle, which will have Terra in it, this skin specifically, and the punching back ward, along with the
like
cutesy
the ward.
dropkick avatar and
Wait,
the
what are
wrestling
those?
bell
Oh,
global
it's
emote. Can you see
fucking
the wrestling bell
awesome.
global emote? Is he showing it already?
Does
No,
that say
you
Terra
showed the
Power?
ultimate
I know, I'm just
of
excited
Terra.
about
it. That's
Yeah,
sick.
Terra Power
Their
at
Smite
a
World
feat and-
Championship.
And there's the global emote, I guess.
3, 2, 1. Terra
Boom.
Power.
Okay,
Bro,
that's
that
kinda
shouldn't say
That's
Terra
only
Power.
available
It'd be so
in
much
a
cooler,
bundle,
but it is pretty
for
dope.
450 gems I've got down here. This is part
Oh,
of
it
the
should be
Chronos
3, 2,
Pure
1
event
Weak
coming in
Nation,
4.17, which we're partnering with WWE and the V Foundation to fight.
What's up,
pediatric
Dreams? Thank you for the
cancer.
host.
Every purchase of this, $1 will go towards.
Nah, she
Chronos
beefy.
Pure.
Fuck thick.
Raising money for
Beefy.
charity, as usual.
Always a good thing.
Always a good thing.
One of our favorites.
Voice pack time, pom-pom. Let's have a listen.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Rock on! Friggin' girl power! I am the best there will ever be! I'm a 10-time champion. Come at me! Seriously, get out of my league! Hello? 911? Yeah, I'd like to report a robbery. Looks like Tara stole the show! Booyah! I practiced my stunts by elbow smashing my BF and turning him over for the 3 count.
What?
I mean, if that's what
I
you're
like
into.
I like this skin for
What?
the simple reason.
I've got the vapors.
The reason I like this skin so much is because Tara's so nice and sweet and motherly most of the time that
That's true.
bit of a
Now she's
badass
like,
this
I'm
time
gonna
around.
flip you over!
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very boastful. Yeah, she's doing the wrestler. You know, it's a lot of the
That-
showmanship.
That,
So she
for
really
anyone
takes
out there,
that.
reminds me of Death by Snoo Snoo, if you know that line too. That's what that reminds me of.
By Snoosu.
By
Hey.
Snoo Snoo. Hey, good times. Next up,
Quite relevant.
Serenity Vamana is the next on the list, and this is
Yeah,
the
this
card
is a
that was.
cool one.
I was intrigued by this one, Chuck. What's the idea behind this?
The idea behind this is wait for it.
Wait for it.
High-tech Vamana.
In a world where a baby can become
my
8 times
gosh.
as big.
Also still a baby.
And carry
Bro,
on.
that's a pretty clean fucking
He is
skin.
a bit of a difficult god to skin. He has a very unique look and a unique weapon, and then he has this giant scaling part to him, which can cause some other constraints on the skin. So we're, trying to think of something that can make him look really cool, make him look a little more intimidating than normal, and
what does he look
things
like
that
when he's
work well
big?
with his scaling and his weapon. So
Show
we
me
really,
big
I think, we
mana.
liked this idea the most once we started working out what the umbrella would do.
Definitely, I like the way that turned out.
That's
because we were pitching a bunch of skin spawn.
That
We're
was
like, but how
simple.
do we make an umbrella fit with
But it's
that? How do we make
awesome.
an umbrella fit with that?
Yeah,
and they were like the sci-fi one with like the laser umbrella. Everyone was like, oh.
Yeah, the force field hollow umbrella.
What the hell's
turned
that?
out pretty cool.
Hello?
Oh.
Whoa.
What is going on?
That is not supposed to be in the game yet.
Who is that? Hindu man killed Pop.
Bro, League Hunter.
Handshake.
I'm sorry, I thought I was in ranked again, okay?
All right.
I don't even know what was I playing?
That might have been a little sneak peek.
League
of something,
Hunter, boys?
Coming up soon.
Let's
Well,
fucking
I don't know if
go.
that was like one of our interns who's like getting ready to go.
Because we never
but
freeze frame up a sneak peek as a
I
pon
hope
action.
What the fuck was that, dude? It was almost like
I
sick.
didn't even see that later.
Do you know what? It would have been better if you didn't use my name on that because then I'm sat in the camera in the bottom right hand corner because like clearly isn't me because my hands are both here, boys and girls.
I think it was
Beat
you.
for Oli, let me know that build,
Whatever
bro.
it is, it looks OP. I saw
Thank you
over
for the resub, by the
6,000
way.
damage, so nerf it before it's released, please, for a change, okay?
Yeah, it probably didn't have any developer hacks used either.
So you can see the umbrella rang and the rest of
Juju,
the
thank you
abilities
for
too.
the
I like
20
this.
months.
For me, Vermont's always been a tricky one for skins.
Oh, yeah,
I feel
I'm going
like,
back. Hold
in
on,
my
hold
head,
on,
the only
hold
one I
on.
ever like, clearly isn't me because my hands are both here.
Freeze frame up.
that
What
is
is
not
it?
supposed.
Okay, it's right here.
With that,
Yeah,
They were like
the-
the
Hold on, we going slow-mo on this bitch. We're gonna see this new hunter. Yeah, maybe I went a little too slow. That's whatever, deal with it. Where's this bitch at? She would, oh, I guess if I'm on a small, oh, look at that, what is that? Why is that shit hitting for 6? Oh my gosh, that looks fucking cool. It's little dragons. Is she shooting little dragon sperms? What the fuck, dude? What is that? Bro, they're little dragon sperms. Holy fuck. Is that a dude or a girl? That looks like a guy. That looks like one badass fucking hunter. Holy shit. Alright, we going back normal speed, boys.
It wasn't intentional.
What are you doing?
Handshake. I'm sorry, I thought I was in ranked again, okay?
All right.
I don't even know what was I playing?
that might have been a little sneak peek of something coming up soon.
Well, we
I don't know if that was like one of our interns who's like getting ready to go.
Because we never
but
freeze frame up a sneak peek as a
I hope
accident.
I hope someone clipped that, so you can see that later.
Do you know what? It would have been better if they didn't use my name on that because then I'm sat in the camera in the bottom right hand corner because like clearly isn't me because my hands are both here, boys and girls.
I think it was.
You've been
Hindu.
framed.
Whatever it is, it looks OP. I saw over 6,000 damage, so nerf it before it's released, please, for a change, okay?
Yeah, it probably didn't have any developer hacks used either.
No, probably not.
So you can see the umbrella rang and the rest of the abilities too. I like this. For me, Vermont's always been a tricky one for skins, I feel, and like in my head, the only one I ever really think of is Little Mana, and that came out so long ago that
Dang, his arms are long as fuck.
Already by just looking at it, it looks so much better.
Yeah, and that's
Bro,
still
it
a fun
reminds me
skin.
of
It's
the,
a skin, too.
yeah.
what's the dude
wanna
from
have a little bit of
300?
both, so.
Pro Scout, you want to have the choice, right?
Right.
Don't want to be silly.
The
I think
one
the other
god
side, I
or
think the fans
whatever,
at home might wanna
ruler,
hear it before he
king,
does
whatever the
the
fuck
else,
he
'cause it
was,
sounded like a
like
compared.
Xerxes
Well,
or
and
something
having
like
a
that.
very different effects, abilities treatment is fun too.
From the
You
movie.
play a guy
He
like
looks like the dude from the movie.
He said, "I am
I'm
enlightened."
enlightened.
Like straight up, right out of that
makes
movie.
sense.
He's very, chill and zen,
Well,
as his Hindu origins.
that's why Hindu man killed him. That's why. That's the way it is. Of course, it had to be. Okay, voice pack time then.
Hindu Batman.
Woohoo. You handle things well. That was empowering. I am not about vanity. You must learn to control your anger, or it will control you. You cannot hide the sun, the moon, nor the truth for long. Happiness comes from within. That's why it feels good to break wind. The Zen master told me, do the opposite of what I tell you. So I didn't.
Clever.
Deep thoughts.
I like
with
it.
Robot
Deep
Vamana.
thoughts with Robot Vamana.
I'm
A lot of
afraid I
those are
can't
very
let you do
inspired by
that,
actual, I
Dave.
think, Buddhist Zen teachings. Yeah.
Yo, where's this
Especially
bear
the
skin,
wind
dude?
breaking. That's
Yeah, that
the
one's
main
an
thing.
extreme. That's the most lore accurate one. We had to put that one in there.
Are you guys ready? Because I'm ready. This is the
This
card
skin
art
is
that
so
I
amazing.
tweeted about when I went, holy moly, when I saw this, I was
Why
excited.
is it still showing
I've not seen
this?
it in game either, like any of these skins this week. Barely buzzed Bacchus
Why is
next on the
hold
list.
on.
Is
Why-
Bacchus
there
is
we
a
go. That
freaking
was weird.
grizzly bear with a honey pot.
Oh yeah.
Like Winnie the Pooh fans out
All right,
there
here we go,
excited
baby.
too, for sure.
Come on, Winnie Pooh.
Yes.
Come on, Winnie.
I don't know if we all know the story of the
Oh
skin.
my
It started-
gosh, he's a friendly
Style.
fucking bear,
They
dude.
kind of took it and made him very.
I like him seasoning the hive.
Oh my fucking
This is very
goodness.
cartoony for us as well. Like this is a different sort of style. That
This
we've really
skin is
done
so
either. I'm trying to think of
damn
like,
good.
before. I think this is the first one.
Holy
we love how
shit.
like just the way his texture and material look on his skin. It just looks, and his fur. I mean, looks so.
Bro,
so
it looks
cool.
like
I'm
it's
really,
from
really happy with how it turned out.
some other game.
He's a very jovial bear.
RTO thought she was going to be the only bear.
I'm not gonna lie, this skin does not belong in Smite at all,
Bacchus has got
but
some
it's
good
so damn
skins
good.
now, man.
Look at those honey trails, so cool.
Yeah, I love the hit effects there.
So where did this come from? Like, who came up with this idea of like, hey, let's make him a bear?
Tell us the story,
I think
Chuck.
this has been rotating around the community for a while.
Story. This was a community suggestion that we then, because whenever we get one of those, lots of times they're cool, and then we have to do whatever we have to do.
Bro, that is
to
one
make it
small ass
actually
bear.
work
I'm not gonna lie.
on the guy, but so we switched up some of those things, like we gave him
Ooh.
the honey dipper thing.
Sure.
Your idea, our implementation.
Correct.
He looks great.
Yes.
And what's the ultimate? Of course, it's honey everywhere. Is that bees coming out too? Of course it was.
Well, yeah, his drunk.
Oh, his drunk meter is based on bees.
Drunkometer
That's cool.
gets little bees.
Oh,
swarms
and because this is
or his buff effects too.
because this is a end of event skin, I think he's got VXG.
Oh yeah, he has
VXG.
a unique emote.
He's got an
Oh, let me see.
I heard about that. Oh God, no! No,
You can run away from the bees.
Yeah,
No.
as you're going around the map,
So
you
you
can
could
run
just-
from bees.
Before the game starts, just run around
man.
screaming at all caps.
Wait, it doesn't
bees,
stop?
bees."
I mean, to be fair, I can just see Pro League players running around the map before the game starts, like as this skin, just with bees following them for fun.
Yeah, it's
So-
pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's pretty troll.
If you want to get honey, sometimes you got to tango with the bees.
I mean, I spend a lot of time running around as Kumbhakarna playing the guitar, so
Yeah.
How can you not?
it's kind of addictive to have
The quality
the
emotes.
VXGs.
Yeah,
you can
especially
just
the running ones.
fill time with. Yeah, the running ones are the best.
Can you do his clap emote as well? I want to see what the clap looks like in bear form, because I know a lot of people at home like the clap. Oh yeah, that's fine. That'll work. Everyone will be happy with that. At least I know some of the pros will be. They were right to just check up on that one. He's got a voice pack too, I guess?
Sure do.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
better
would
believe
have
it.
to, or he would
Sure
have
it
to
is.
suck us.
Who cares? Let's go.
Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! You are the best.
Oh gosh.
Spectacular!
Oh.
I do love honey. I do love honey. I'd watch out for the bees if I were you.
The skin needs its own kid
If
show.
you wanted honey,
Yeah, right.
you could have just asked. Why don't bears like fast food? Because they can't catch it.
Bears are slow.
I'm not clumsy.
That doesn't make
Pandas are
sense.
Clumsy.
Bears are not slow. We had this conversation the other day.
You've seen all those gifs of panda bears just like falling around all the time. They're definitely the clumsiest.
They do.
That is true.
Bear subspecies.
Still 2 more sets of
There's
skins to
no-
go.
That's factual.
Confused, but okay.
2 more sets of skins to go. Normally we do it in order of like, ranking, but I messed up this week. So take blame for this. But it's Maharaktar Ganesh.
Correct.
God, that's going to be
Maharaktar
Ganesh.
Ganesh.
It's a tier skin, but he looks great. Like,
Oh
he looks
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
So a
Made him
lot of
little
the
scarier.
Why are
a lot
those
of
skulls
the
like
Hindu
smiling?
gods mythologically have these alternate forms
Yeah.
for when some kind of war breaks out, and they're like, Ganesh wouldn't put up with this mess, right?
Yeah.
I
So
feel the multiple arms
combat.
motif in particular, I think, is for like he giveth and he taketh away kind of theming. So it makes sense.
So
Also,
this is the kind
These
of
skulls in the
balls
balls.
are all
somebody on our
smiling.
skulls
Is that a
really
ball
likes
of skulls?
It sure
and
is.
Tries to jam them in as soon as they're appropriate, and they're definitely appropriate here.
Skulls in the helmet too. I see in the headdress.
It's Chuck.
It's like
Chuck's the one
claw.
who likes the
Yeah,
skulls.
Chuck likes skulls.
maybe.
Just a little
If you couldn't tell by how he dresses.
Just a little bit. This skin looks great. Like that's going to be
Yeah.
another one
Isn't
added.
that
I mean, to be fair,
pretty
all
dope?
three, even though Ganesh's standard skin's amazing, the pink one's also good too. His alternate skin, and so
He's got a
add this one
diverse
to it, too.
color scheme on his skins, which is nice.
So yeah, as a tier 2, you're not going to see any effects or voice back changes, but the model is this much more intimidating kind of alternate warlike version of Ganesh.
Yeah, it turned out really awesome.
You know what you're going to
badass.
need to do? Here's the issue, right? You recreate Ganesh in all these different colors, right? Obviously, these are lore specific, but then you're going to have to make a rainbow skin where he just randomly changes color and just cycles through them all.
Yeah.
Or
a rainbow Ganesh
crayons.
You could also see there in his passive meter, you could see the number below it, which was added. That's where it's going to show you how many kills you donated.
Well, finally, we've also got RTO Mastery skins to show you guys at home as well. You saw the
fuck RTO, dude.
The blue bear.
There's look at it.
The blue. Oh, that's pretty cool. The art.
Is the bear blue?
Yes.
Does the bear change color completely?
9 months, week hype.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 9, brother.
Okay.
I guess he could have been a golden bear, but
to be fair, I don't normally quiz you, Chug, before we go live with this. So sometimes I'm like, "Is this going to happen?" And you're like, "No," and I'm like, "I don't want to get too excited about the idea of maybe the bear changing color."
I love this art where the
the
reflection of her is the bear. It's kind of like getting deep.
It's really cool. It's clever. Clever way to show a stance switcher that they're not both characters at once.
Well, there she is in her. What do you class that as? You don't class it legendaries. I always forget the name of it. It's legendary.
It's golden.
Golden.
This is golden.
I always think
just called it golden.
I'm an idiot like that. Well, here's a little look at that version. We should be able to see the bear form as well. If the cameraman will switch stance. Press the 4 key, Pon. Good job, Pon. It's blue, and it's still a bear. We'll take a closer look at that as well, with all the golden effects around his headdress too, and the blue around. Now that's the golden version. Obviously, there is the legendary and diamond versions as well.
Yeah, he does. I like it a lot. And you know, we kind of did the recolor very golden bear, so I like that we did more color on the bear for these skins.
Legendary up's next. Spawning base, obviously, that's just what happens.
I wanted to give my favorite streamer my Twitch Prime sub, but he wasn't on, so here you go.
We do like
always.
Thank you, Captain, for the 11 months, and fuck you, dude.
Pom, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here now.
You troll, man.
Who's doing the camera then?
Ooh, black is better.
Oh, we do? Okay.
That actually looks really good.
All at once.
You're doing this remotely with your power of your brain.
This is a fearsome bear right here.
That does look great.
And I feel a lot similar about Fafnir, because Fafnir dragon is like black dragon with gold. I love the black dragon and the black bear. Super badass.
Yeah.
Let's see how diamond.
It's a dire bear.
It's hard to.
That's way scarier than a real life black bear too.
Telepathic typing, Pon. Yeah, it's tricky.
Oh.
Didn't work.
Sorry, Pon's replacement is doing their best.
Yeah, you have to. Oh.
No, that's the T screen. We don't need the T screen. Okay.
Go back, Pon.
You gotta make sure the camera's attached, and then the switch class should work.
Yeah, switch class doesn't work when the camera's not attached.
There you go.
There we go. And here's the
Pon makes this look easy. It's actually quite difficult. We've all tried to do it at
There's
times.
a lot of hidden rules, and there's a lot of hidden ways that you can crash the game.
I really like the
diamond. Oh, really?
Yeah, the diamond looks great.
Yeah,
so is it going to be diamond bear or teal bear?
The diamond bear looks pretty cool.
Is it diamond bear?
Okay, it's mostly teal. Mostly teal.
Diamond accents.
Teal.
That carries along with the other skins consistently.
Well, that'll be available in the
serious
next
bear
patch
bling
too.
on its arms.
Yeah, because I was about to say with the bear, with the bling too. Oh, it's close up in my face too.
Hello,
I'm a bear, but not that sort of bear, boys and girls. I'm sorry.
Should have thrown a wink at him.
I'm also married, so don't say any of that. Before we go on and continue onto the Q&A section towards the end, I'm just going to give you a couple of community updates. First thing first is basically just the one. Cutesy chests are on sale right now.
All right, so that's the end of the patch notes. So there's that.